What's up, wrestling fans? I'm the Law Dog Brent Lawson, and I'm here with Wreckn Tony, and this is an ACW retrospective interview. Wreckn Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself, Doug?
I'm good, very good. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
It's been a little while.
It has. It's been a real long time.
Yep. All right. So, how did you hear about ACW?
Well, I was wrestling with ACWA, and I met Kid Lightning, and Robbie shut down, and when Robbie shut down, didn't have nowhere else to go. So Kid come up to me and asked me, said, "Would you like to come wrestle for me?" And I said, "Why, yeah." So ever since, I've been with him. So.
Okay. What's your first memory of ACW?
Well, there's plenty of memories.
Hey, you got time? Tell them.
That there's a lot of guys that we got to meet in the back. We like what JD was supposed to say or whatever. What he did say about being a family. Everybody knew each other. Everybody's family oriented. We might have our disagreements and everything else, but we still sit down and talk to it. Didn't have no drama, and that's what made it real good. But the best memory I had is when I won the ACW World Heavyweight Championship.
Was that your first championship in your career?
Not the very first one, but heavyweight championship, yeah. And the way it was done, oh Lord, I mean, you could.
That's right. You didn't know.
You could drop a pin. I mean,
you had no idea.
I had no idea it was going to happen. Nobody said anything. You know what I mean? And it was just a complete shock. When they come down to the 3 count, and I was just like, what? What happened? And then I heard it, and I was like, the reality set in. And it took a long time for it to set in.
I remember you were crying.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, it's a very emotional thing.
You, just like the Black Sheep, J.D. Pruitt, at one time, you was the most hated wrestler in HCWA and ACW.
Yep.
When you came out, the room filled up with ghosts.
Yep.
Boo, boo.
Yep, they hated me.
Just like JD, over the course of your run in ACW, you flipped the script. And then when you came out, they was going, Tony, Tony. How did that feel?
That felt pretty good, Doug. I mean, in this business, they say that the fans are what make us. Some of them, they do get on your nerves the way you don't like them or whatever, but yet they still come to see us. They pay to see us.
They pay their money to boo you or cheer you.
Exactly. It's just like any sport you get a hold of.
Who was it? Who had the thing, don't boo me? Who said that? Who was that? Don't you boo me? Somebody recently. I can't remember who it was.
I can't either.
Adam Hex. That's right. Adam Hex.
Yeah.
Said, you don't boo me.
Yeah, exactly. But they had the right to do what they want to.
Exactly. They paid their money to get in
there.
They
paid their money to come see us.
As long as you didn't cross the security line.
Exactly.
You could do what you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. You cross that line, though, your
ass is grass.
So.
And the security and the wrestlers in the back of the lawnmower.
Exactly. And if you really get a hold of a wrestler, you really cross a bad line because.
Yeah, just like when that fan rushed the ring when Austin and Triple H was fighting. Triple H had to break character to get the fan out of the ring because Austin couldn't because he was babyface at the time.
Exactly.
You never know.
Nope.
You never know.
In this business, you never know.
All right. Who did you wrestle in ACW?
I wrestled Kid Lightning. I wrestled several people. Make a Missionary.
J.D. Pruitt.
J.D. Pruitt.
Roxy.
Roxy. I wrestled Justin Zane. Big Country.
What was that
Great
like?
Chaos. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Big Country. He don't play.
No, he don't play.
He don't
he's
sing.
He's a big old character, but I'm gonna tell you.
He don't sing. He don't dance. He's there to whip your ass, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what he thought. He thought and he did somewhat, but we was like meeting side by side.
Yeah, two bulls, two big bulls. Which is what you want to see in wrestling. I don't like seeing, we got David and Goliath. That happened one time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then. I guess it kind of worked with Rey Mysterio and the Big Show or whatever, but I'm a wrestling fan at heart. I want to see two big bulls go at it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this little guy and this huge, humongous guy. I don't want to see Rey Mysterio versus Great Khali or Giant Gonzalez or whoever.
Yeah.
I want to see Rey Mysterio, versus somebody like
His son.
Well, his son, you know, he's still taller than he is, but you know, somebody, one of the other luchadors,
Yeah,
you know,
but
let him.
at least he has some
Yeah,
kind of.
it's not so overly,
it's not
you know.
overtook.
People not saying, God, ain't no way that little guy could be that huge guy.
Exactly.
You know.
But it's not.
But when you and Tony, when you and Big Country was in there, it was like two bulls in a china shop.
It was, and you got different, you know, different wrestlers that go in there together. I mean, it don't. It's like one tries to outdo the other one.
But y'all work off each other too.
Yes, exactly.
And a lot of people don't mention this. You know, this is behind the scenes stuff. You're in there to put on a match, to tell a story. But your biggest responsibility while you're in there is to keep each other safe.
Exactly.
You want to look like you're killing each other, but you don't want nobody to lose any money. You don't want nobody to lose their life. You don't want nobody to lose their job. You know, so not only you got to tell a story, put on a match, you got to protect each other too.
Exactly.
Nobody gives wrestlers enough credit. You think you know the life of a wrestler, you have no idea what they go through on a daily basis. They have shoot jobs they got to go through 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and then they got to leave out early Saturday morning to go to the promotion to set up everything if they don't do it the night before.
Exactly.
There's a lot of stuff that goes into an independent promotion, whether it's ACW, HCWA, MLW, whatever. You know, there's a lot that goes on that fans don't get the opportunity to hear about most of the time.
No, and you're absolutely correct on that.
All right. Did you ever have any run-ins with Dr. Xavier Blackstone, the GM of ACW?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Was you on medication too, Tony?
Well, me and JD and Ed Malice, you know, at one time was all a team.
Yeah,
was the Outcast.
The Outcast.
And you know,
the old school Outcast.
We had runs in with them, Kid Lightning and Roxy and Dr. Gladstone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's one different character now. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if he just gave Kid too much medicine at times or whatever, but
or not enough.
He needed to give him more.
Really? Why you say that?
He needed to give him more, because I mean, at times. Kid would just go ballistic, man, and start headbutting the turnbuckles for no reason.
He liked that shit.
Yeah, I know. He loved it.
He was like George Animal Steel.
I'm sitting here like, you know, I put his head in the turnbuckle, but yet he doing it himself. I'm like, oh man, what have I got myself into?
You done messed up.
Yeah, I'm like, oops, this man's crazy. he didn't take his crazy medicine or something that day before we wrestled.
Yeah.
Something had to give.
Do you remember that time he come running out of the showers screaming, "Hoo, hoo, hoo, yeah!" Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That was so funny.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh my God.
That was funny.
All right. On to the next question. What are your thoughts about ACW?
Well, my thoughts. I hate they're actually closed down, but they closed down for a reason.
Yeah, and what a great reason.
I mean, to bring a life in this world, and you know, for the two best people that there is that you can ever be around,
and to shoot down the rumor mill. He said the reason ACW shut down. It was nothing more than the promoter was becoming a father, and he wanted to get his house ready for his newborn. That is very commendable and respectable. Yep. So it wasn't nobody running nobody out. It was none of that drama BS that you may have heard. Maybe you haven't. I haven't heard anything, but you know, I'm just clearing it up that there is anything out there. That's the reason. He's becoming a father and he wants to get his house ready for his child coming.
Yep, you're absolutely right, Doug. I mean, and you can't nobody be mad at Kid Lightning or...
No, he did the right thing.
I would have done the
family first.
Family first.
I mean, Robbie, he said it years and years and years. Family first.
Yep, family first.
When he came to the show, Monica and Jamie, and then for a while it was Eden and Ashley there doing concessions.
And you know,
family first.
To be honest, I think that's why Robbie shut down.
And if James ever comes back in upcoming years, you know, I'm sure it'll be family first. Yep. He'll have Ashley working. He'll have his son working. You know,
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it'll be family first, like it should be.
Yep.
Just like WWE, McMahon's, Stephanie and Shane and Vince.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
It'll be
It's family first.
It'll be James and Little Lightning and Ashley. You know.
Family first.
Exactly. All right. Who was your favorite wrestler in ACW?
Of course, myself.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna give props to yourself, all the great talent you worked with.
Yes, all the great. I mean, and there's some more, but I mean, yeah, I give myself the ups.
Yeah.
I mean, because
you won your first champion.
I was
first
the
heavyweight
one.
championship in ACW.
I mean, I should have been.
You know what that means?
And still should have been.
All right, I'm gonna lay this out there for you. Let you know what it means. You know, we're pretty close to the same age.
Yeah.
All right. That means the company had enough faith in you to put the title on you. You know, as your career was winding down.
Exactly.
You know, most wrestlers don't have that opportunity.
Nope.
Their 20s and 30s and 40s is when they're winning their titles. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Austin. The list goes down the line. They had enough faith in you to put a title on you.
Yep.
You know, near the end of your road.
Yep.
And you rocked it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you
rocked it.
50 years old, rocking it. Instead of rocking it.
Yeah.
I'll rock it to the day my toes are turned up.
I don't blame you there. All right. How has ACW impacted your life?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's done wonders. I mean, it's
the way you won a match, the way you won the belt.
Yeah,
I mean you didn't know.
No,
it was a shock to you.
It was.
The fans going from boo to Tony.
I really think the world of the fans, because I mean, like I said, fans make me. You know, they didn't at one time because I didn't trust them, but now that I got the trust in the fans,
we need to mention Ed Malice too. You already brought him up. What was it like working for him? Because you worked with him in HCWA and then transformed over to ACW. You didn't have Malice. How was it? What was it like working with him, and then what was it like working without him?
Well, actually, working without him was a whole lot better. You know, because it's like Ed Malice is the most hated manager there is. And, you know, and they help get some of the heat.
He does his job.
Oh, he does. He does a heck of a job.
He does it too good.
Yeah,
he does it too good.
And see, that's one reason why.
Chris and Barry and Tretch, they had their hands full.
That's
why
with
security.
When I worked for ACWA, me and him, and actually that's how come I ended up having to lay loose for a while because of Ed Malice. I stood up for him. But me standing up for him caused me problems. And that's what actually broke me and him up, was because of that one deal.
It broke the Outcast up.
Yeah, I found out that he was all about.
Who was the other member?
J.D. Pruitt.
Mahoney. Mahoney. He just left town.
Yeah, he left.
He was never heard from again.
Never.
He came in one time, you know, and that was it.
Yeah.
We didn't see Mahoney anymore.
Nope.
And look at J.D. Pruitt done the same as you. He was the most hated son of a gun in the locker room.
And
he flipped the script.
Yep.
And he became champion.
Yep.
And he rocked it. As long as he held it.
Yep.
He rocked it. He even got the black sheep now. Who would have ever thought J.D. Pruitt would have his own cheering section?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I mean, he went from a referee to a wrestler to being a world champion.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, now look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Look where he's at now.
Yep.
And I mean, ACWA had a real big part in that. And I mean, if it wasn't for them,
well, just like they did you, they trusted him.
Oh yeah.
Enough in his abilities.
Exactly.
To put the title on him to carry the promotion.
Exactly.
So you and him were the John Cena's, Undertaker's, Triple H's of ACW.
Yep. Exactly.
All right. What was your favorite part of ACW? We had mentioned earlier that it wasn't a regular promotion; it was a specialty match promotion.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the promotion?
Everything. I mean, I just loved everything about it. I mean, because every match was some kind of special.
Elaborate on that. What was your favorite specialty match? The Four Corners of Hell, the Reaper Rules, the.
Well, the only match that I was actually
House of Fun
was the cage match, and I was in a couple of.
Oh, with Trey Chaos and Zachariah.
Yeah, and that was one of the best matches. But I mean, there were some things that I disagreed with that. Everybody and the fans was really hoping that I would go and lead there with the title.
All
They
right.
wanted me to take it home and be done with it by going out on top.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's all right. I mean, I had my go, and you know, ACWA had a reason for doing what they done.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at nobody for it. I looked at them and respected them more because they did give me an opportunity. And if something happens that they come back, I'll be right there again.
All right. Now, we just mentioned Trey Chaos. You was in that match with. All right. The show before that, no, actually 2 shows before that cage match, there was an incident with you and Trey Chaos's
Old lady.
well, his wife. I
His
won't
wife.
call her old
Yeah,
lady.
yeah.
His wife.
Well,
or valet. His valet.
His
valet. Yeah.
Yeah,
The queen.
Yeah, the queen.
The queen of chaos.
Actually broke character when she went and done what a fan's not supposed to do, and that's step over the line. When you step over the line, my wife personally took into handle the business.
She split you up with a shoe.
Oh yeah, she hit me with a shoe, but my wife got mad at her and got her back go. And it wasn't intentionally. Marcia didn't mean to do it. She didn't want to hurt her. It was just something that happened.
It was just instinct.
She seen what actually the girl hit me with a high heel shoe. You know, your wife's gonna be like, no, this ain't happening. And boom, it was all there. But everything was good. Everything was clear. You know, everybody looked at the camera and they said, "Oh, your wife's not at fault." Blah blah blah. You know, go on with the story. So, and the story's not done yet. It's not finished. Just like my story's not finished. So I will be wrestling somewhere. Might not be with ACW until they decide to come back. But until my toes are turned up, I'm going to finish the story one way or the other.
Okay. All right. How has ACW impacted your life?
Made me a better person.
And your first heavyweight championship.
Yeah, my first heavyweight championship. Yep.
Okay. All right. How did the fans impact your life?
They always impact my life. I mean, I do this for the fans. I don't do it for no money. I don't do it for the fame and all that like everybody else is doing it for. I don't do it for that. I do it because of the fans. I love entertaining the fans and being there for the fans because that's what makes me.
All right. You've already said this, but you would work for ACW again if should ever rise again in the future.
Oh yes, definitely.
5, 6, 7 years down the road.
Exactly. If I'm able enough and physically able enough to wrestle again in 5, 6, 7 years, yeah, I'll do it again.
Okay.
Because you gotta look, Doug. I'm 50 years old. So, and most men at 50 years old, they don't do this, and not as good a shape as I'm in. So, I mean, you gotta look at that. In 5 years, I'll be a whole lot older.
Yep, you'll be 55.
So.
Well, there's one thing on your side. Flair wrestled and he was 65, so you got at least 15 more years.
Exactly. If I want to go that long.
You just never know.
You never know.
Okay, Flair had 15 years, but he had maybe 8 or 9 good years, and the rest.
Exactly.
So-so.
So-so. And he's a so-so wrestler, but you know.
Yeah. All right. I've got one more question. Were you ever injured? Besides the shoe shot, was you ever injured in a match while you was working for ACW? What injury was that, and how did you sustain it?
Never really got hurt. Sore, more or less, but never got really hurt. Now in ACWA, I broke my tailbone, but I mean, other than that.
So in other words, you busted your ass.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. All right.
That was funny. Why'd you say that? But that was funny.
Hey, to add some humor.
Yeah, right.
You know, we were having a serious interview. You know, we had to break up the monotony.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But, yeah, I did bust my ass. and as people say, you know, and this is for the fans out there, I am going to tell you this. I keep hearing everybody say this over and over. Everywhere I go, people say it every single day. Wrestling's fake. No, it's not. Wrestling's not fake. People's fake. Just remember that.
In Impact Wrestling, Ken Kennedy had that T-shirt wrestling is real, people are fake.
Exactly.
I like that. That was my favorite T-shirt.
And I'm thinking about seriously getting me some shirts made like that and selling them.
You better watch the copyright, because he may still own it.
Well, that's true.
You never know.
Never know. But
that's been at least 10 years.
Yeah, never know. But look how, I mean, hopefully he's done retired by now too. So, you know, and then it'll be gone. I can use it. But if not, I'll get one for myself anyway.
Yeah.
You
can reword it.
Yeah, just to reword it and say, look, this is what I'm wearing now. So everybody can quit telling me that wrestling's fake. Because that makes me mad. You know, we put in a lot of work by training every single day. We get out going to the gyms. We go everywhere else to go in there. And we have to learn.
That's in addition to your shoot job.
Exactly, to our shoot jobs. And then other than that, you know, we come in on Fridays or Saturdays. We have to get off of work, go home, get our stuff ready, go travel to where we're going, to our destination, go in there and sit up the ring like what you said earlier. You know, there's a lot more people that fans don't see. They don't see what
stay late.
Yeah, you got to
stay late to help.
There's times that I don't get home till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the next
It's not only putting the show on before, it's taking the show down afterwards. That big set you see when you walk in the door, it don't stay there. It's somebody's got to take that down. Sometimes you don't get out of there to 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, it's very hard. And then you got one day to kind of recuperate before you got to go back to your shoot job the next day on Monday.
Exactly.
It's a very difficult business, and it should get a lot more respect than it does in the mainstream.
It is.
It's not just sports entertainment. It's a life. It's a life choice, and it's a very important part of the wrestlers' lives. That's how they exercise their demons, if you will. I think Kid Lightning would say that. Foxy Roxy would say that. Adam Hicks would say that. You know, you can't, beat the hell out of somebody on your job, because God knows there's some people I'd love to do it to.
Oh, yeah.
But in that ring, you can get all your anger and frustrations out.
Yep, exactly.
Yep, and that's living vicariously through wrestling that you can do at your shoot job in everyday life.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
For ACW, I'm the Law Dog Brent Lawson. This is former ACW champion Wreckn Tony. We are out of here. See you next time, guys.
Peace out.